So there. Now we're officially on YouTube.
And I get to
With
know
that-
in 6 seconds.
It's okay. It's on my channel that has like seven recurring viewers.
Including Noella.
And Noella and her sister are two of them apparently.
Being one.
Me and my
Yeah.
sister watch Greg's YouTube shorts together.
Noella's tagline is, "Oh yeah, I used it to fall asleep."
No, that was just a long time ago
I
when they
know.
were boring.
She told me that for short, yeah, we're boring. Well, she told me I needed to start doing 20-second shorts instead of 3-minute shorts, which 3 minutes down from 20 minutes seemed like an improvement until Noella said so. Anyway,
I'm not.
No one
No,
was
no, I'm
watching
sorry.
either.
more to the point. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. So today, thank you for being here. I'll have you guys. Yeah, we're live. I'll have everybody introduce themselves.
Oh my
In just a
Dr.
moment.
Greg Fields went live.
What?
You know what? Can you tap on it since you have headphones
Yeah.
and just make sure everybody's mic? We'll do a mic check for.
I
And
got you.
You get to me my audio tech
one at
real
a time.
fast.
Oh, it's not loading.
Wait for it.
Did you go through?
So actually, if we go ahead and say it, there's a slight delay.
Yeah,
So.
it's like a 1-minute delay.
Okay,
So-
unfortunately. So let's just so we'll start introductions and Noella can listen for it. So we'll start on the left here. So who are you? What do you do? And yeah, we'll just do that.
All right, easy. Karen Villalobos, I teach economics at Chandler Gilbert, both macro and microeconomics. And of course, that's the most important class that you can take in your life. What else? I've never played this game ever, but I've always been wanting to. So I'm here. Let's see.
Yay.
We're glad to have you here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, I'm Donna Viola. I'm astronomy faculty here. I think you should also take science classes because they're pretty cool too. I played some of one game once when Greg dragged me to this club about a year ago, and I did not know what was happening,
Dragged.
and yet still I'm back. So here we
You
are.
want to know what's happening? I won't.
I feel like I don't remember you having a loss of agency, but now I feel bad. Maybe I should. Maybe I should.
Isn't it be nicer to me during?
That's true. Worm your way
And
that way.
no.
Now you told him, now he knows the trick.
No. Okay, so thank you. Did Donna sound fine in there? Cool.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I've been in this class for this club for like a little while. I play here and there, but I'm just here for the good vibes.
All right.
Very
That's
cool.
it.
Okay. Awesome. That's your, yeah.
He's waiting.
Just waiting for the delay.
Great.
That's a huge
Okay.
delay.
It's like 6 seconds or 12 seconds or something.
No, it's like a full minute.
Well, you,
Like I just got to when Kaylee started talking. Okay. What are we doing?
Introduction.
introduce yourself.
I'm Noella. I've been in this club since last fall. Right?
For like ever. Yeah.
What?
I think you're the beginner.
Not really.
But I mean, like starting a club.
I mean, not really. It had been like a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started last year. So Noella's
Yeah.
new this year.
Exactly.
Oh.
What am I supposed to say?
That's good.
Oh, okay.
You're,
Cut off.
I mean, tell us your background with gaming and without making fun of D&D while you do it.
Okay. I know this is gonna be tough. I started playing D&D in like middle school with my family, and then in high school I started the D&D club and ran it for 3 years, and then I came here and did this.
And was not impressed with my level of
No,
leadership.
I'm impressed, Greg, considering how busy people.
Considering.
No, considering how
qualifiers.
busy college students are, I'm impressed there are as many people here as there are.
I appreciate you saying it. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. All right. Cool.
I like it. I think it's great.
All right.
My turn. I'm Dakota. This is what I think month 2 or 3 of me playing D&D. I had it at my high school, but didn't really join until I met Greg, and then kind of got forced into it. So, but I found my little community. So I'm great.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for being here. And so the goal today is to help introduce Karen and Donna to the game. And there is a side part of this that I did want it to be kind of a Women's History Month celebration, whether that actually shows up in the game or it's just the fact that we have you all around the table and that's the best I can do. I had meant to see if I could get one of our DMs to run this instead of me. So instead, I'm just wearing pink, which is both gender stereotyping, problematic, and honoring at the same time.
But I'm the one
There's,
that like pink,
there's just
so
no
I
winning here.
Like Pepto-Bismol.
Well,
How much women need Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, I literally have Pepto-Bismol in my wallet right now.
We were at lunch and she pulled it out. And I was like, what are you doing?
this is a normal part of the game to have it basically start with no connection to any sort of gameplay whatsoever, but a whole lot of human connection. Like that is a normal part of any gaming session. Okay, so we do have some things we need. First, we need characters for you all. So I wanted to kind of walk through the whole process, and the actual playtime will probably be a little shorter, but this, where I could just give you a random character sheet, but you do have the choice of, do you want someone who has magic, which can mean both like magic that's intuitive, magic that's book learned, or magic that is like given by some sort of deity? Or do you want a character who's a little more what's called martial, where it means they punch people in the face and stuff? Or somewhere in the middle.
Like punching someone with a weapon.
So yeah, they tend to be more weapons oriented, though there are, or they tend to be sneakier or something like that. Yeah.
My character is a pacifist. I refuse to fight anyone.
I'm the sneaky sneak who punches people when they don't realize it.
I'm a mushroom.
Also, not all games require you to actually do combat, but the whole, I guess, for framing. D&D is a group storytelling game, and so it's not so much whether you win or lose, it's how epically you succeed or fail. And you can have all kinds of genres. It traditionally, because of its roots in stories based on like Lord of the Rings and epic fantasy, there tends to be combat and that as part of the story sometime, because you're killing evil wizards and stuff at some point in many games. But I've also explored the romance of trolls and things like that in these sorts of games.
I
So,
played one where we were just a traveling band. So we weren't like heroes or adventurers. We were just like goofy little guys with instruments going around with them.
so if you had to choose magic versus martial, like having some sort of that kind of like special energy stuff, or someone who had like more weapons and armor, or were sneaky, what would you choose?
Simple or a little bit.
Yes, I did another row. No, I think I will go with magic because.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be a pacifist like Noella, right?
And you don't have to.
Yeah, no, I will totally. Yeah.
She's gonna go
Someone
crazy.
with some spell or something.
Okay. And then
The wrong way. Watch out.
okay, and then you have a choice between magic that is like because you're more of an academic, magic because it's like an intuitive sense about energy in the world, magic that's connected to plants like a druid, or magic that has like deity. Or I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, you can have an otherworldly patron that's either a god or a demon type of thing.
Okay, I'm a big dork, so we'll go with books.
Okay. Okay, so we will.
My heart, my mouth is full of books all the time.
And the game technically has a variety of classes and things like that. Do you have a preference?
What? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it has a bunch of races or ethnicities that can include everything from like dragons to cats to humans and elves and stuff. Do you have a preference, or do you want to see what the generator comes up with?
Let's
Or
go.
bird, yeah. Okay.
Random.
Okay. Okay, cool. And we're gonna do.
Everything.
What level? What level do you guys have characters already made for? 3. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I thought that's where I was at.
I have
Okay,
a
we're
hard
gonna
time
do
believing
random.
this guy would be level 3. Gonna say it.
Okay, and you said wizard. Okay. And so, I'm scrolling down to that.
He has a gap too.
What class do you teach?
Economics.
Oh yeah.
Economics and astrology.
Astronomy.
Astronomy.
Oh.
Tell us give us the distinction between those two, because someone did ask me my sun sign earlier today.
Astronomy is stars and astrology is not.
One of them is science and one of them is.
Oh, so
There's
one
a
of them
simple
like
version of it.
constellations and stuff like that.
So astrology is like
Zodiac signs.
zodiac signs and like, oh, I'm a Gemini, so like I have this split personality. And
Gemini?
technically, well, depends on it. It depends on if you go by the traditional zodiac signs that we made up. The real zodiac signs today, because the direction that the everybody shifted by like one zodiac sign in the last 3,000 years.
What? I really from the beginning.
Not
What
science.
about like from like when you were born? So like recently. I mean,
Do you know? Do you
Yeah.
know like the chart for now?
There's an because they
Yeah, you can-
updated it.
The dates have all just shifted like the modern day. So it doesn't shift like, year to year that much, but 3,000 years ago versus now, it's shifted by like about 25 days, I think. So there's a few people like in the overlap
Because
areas.
it's not
that
accurate
still the
anymore.
same size sign.
were you born in
But-
May?
June.
June? Very beginning of June? Middle? I don't think that's Gemini.
I don't
So
think
it isn't anymore.
I'm gonna look it up. We're looking it up.
With the 25 days forward or backwards.
because I went from a Leo to a Cancer.
I was
I don't
born in the
remember.
end of May. All I know is I'm a Gemini right now.
To be
I
clear,
very briefly talk about it. in
Greg,
class.
what's your sign?
my birthday is in 9 days.
Oh my god.
Oh, I need to do that.
That actually, because I have something for you.
AI overview
I needed to go
says
and
that they
find
have
out what I needed.
not
In 9 days.
you're wrong.
Wait, what number day is that? Because are you counting today as one of the days?
I don't know.
We
The
still
fifth.
use
It's a
the
week from
definitions
Saturday.
that were invented when astrology was invented.
Not
But that's not where
not-
the sun actually is.
my calendar.
When you are
Put it in.
Okay, so then Donna, the same question for you. Did you want magic or more martial character where they have armor and weapons and stuff?
Martial art.
Magic. Magic.
Well, you went with magic, so I
Or
think I should go
music.
with the other side and get somebody who
You-
just.
Yeah,
I'm doing music.
You could do a blend where it's like musical too,
So the music
where
is
you
the
have magic
magic.
and martial blended together
Like
as a
David
bar.
Bowie.
Oh, I
complicated.
David Bowie is from Mars.
You see your spider in Mars.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay, so she wants to hit people with her fist. First, I want to make sure we get you the
If I do the
like if it will
final,
let
can
me. I
turn
want
it
to make
into
sure
you?
it's a merfolk character.
What?
Because why it just kept
For
the
the
words.
for the
Okay, and she
Life
said
in the Universe class,
Marshall.
if I do the final, can I send it to you? I have a whole plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it over summer.
Oh, Noel.
It's gonna be so much fun. No, you don't even
Sure, she has
understand.
plenty of workload
I
on
wanted
her.
to
You're
take
doing-
that
okay.
class so badly.
Yeah, the class itself, all the like assignments are mostly online through a separate laptop form. So
But,
it's
like,
a
Your
little
necklace
harder
is
to do.
planet.
Okay. Hitting someone with a fish.
That's so cute.
And then it
I
broke.
love
So now I
it.
just have all the beads.
Storm Herald Doctor.
Sorry,
We
we're
just
just trying to
It's
figure
a
it out.
month.
Distracted over here.
It's just it's how it goes. Like that is a normal part of the game. Like that's part of
really?
incorporating. So
There's like always side conversations going on. It never like you never the DM has to pull you back in.
it's part of the fun, and yeah. So yeah.
So what did you just said, Barb?
So no.
I don't know what
So I'm
happened.
gonna. So
well,
because she wants to whack people with a fish, I'm gonna let it be a barbarian, and
ooh.
I don't know. I chose the Storm
What is
Herald
the
barbarian
two?
that I don't know very well, but she is going to be merfolk too. So we'll say
That's a
she's.
big
Or a
fish.
dolphin. I don't know. I just want to hit things with it.
What do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a dolphin or
And
what?
I will.
Are you a
Right
mermaid?
there.
Those. Yeah.
Looks something like that.
A serpent. A sea serpent person. Maybe.
So what I was gonna do was I was
fine.
just gonna like take notes because I can't do the assignments, but like I could still do a final. I could write a paper. I could make a PowerPoint.
Okay.
She loves PowerPoint.
I do love
He's very
PowerPoint.
dedicated to PowerPoint.
For her birthday, we're doing a blind PowerPoint.
It's gonna be so much fun. Genuinely, I'm so excited.
I've been thinking about what I would even try and make my PowerPoint about, and I Because it's a random topic. So you can be like, why garlic bread is clearly superior, or like, which Barbie movie is objectively the best.
You don't have to use the name that it gave you. If you want to change that,
You
that's
can
fine.
completely make up names.
Here, I will give you, I've got pencils here if you want to make any
I chose like
changes
the
or
most human
highlight
name for
things
my
or whatnot.
character, so.
I need a character.
My first name is Rigor Mortis.
First name Rigor, last name Rigor.
Kaylee, will you go to fastcharacter.com?
I will do that.
Do that. Just any level 3 character will work for today. Okay.
Who? Ah!
Okay.
You scared me.
Wait, Greg, what's your zodiac sign?
So that would make it an Aries, technically.
Are you sure?
Double check that.
Wait.
Ask my mom. She raised me on astrology.
Send me your
Astronomy,
mom's
sorry.
phone number.
You can find her
Noah.
online. She has her
Were
own
you
YouTube
born from
channel.
April
Mo-
19th
or what is it?
No.
through May
Mo
13th?
Homesteading? What?
Born May 5th.
May
I was
5th? Then he's
April
an Aries.
5th. April 5th.
April 5th?
Actually,
Then you are
April
not
So
an
to be
Aries.
clear,
April 5th.
the distinction we made between astrology and
You're a
astronomy
Pisces.
was to make sure people knew Adana did not teach astrology.
I know.
You could
Yes.
be offending her right now.
You're not an Aries, you're a Pisces.
That's not true at all.
The New York
That's what it says on the
Aries, March 20 to April 19.
But we might
Mine
end up
says
with a
something
battle on the
different.
Pisces.
This is crazy.
This is how this goes.
This is too much.
We make fun of him for his bad jokes.
So, you guys said you were going to decrease the level of normal chaos, though. We did say that.
Greg, this is a lower level of chaos.
I'm aware of that. I feel like we're still not to the goal yet.
Okay, let's be on topic.
Greg, are you asking me to be someone I'm not?
Absolutely not. But that's the point.
History lesson? I can't
Okay.
believe this.
You're right. That was terrible of me. Always trying to control things and
Unbelievable.
people.
Control freak.
Women.
This is not the way to start. Okay, there's a lot on the character sheet. Don't let it freak you out, because it may not all matter depending on what we're doing as a starting place. I would take a moment and just, if you look on the right side of the page, there are kind of character-specific things that it just generated for you that are its beliefs, like your character's ideals or beliefs or connections, bonds. And so if you don't like those, you can always just scratch them out and say, I'm going to do something different. And you can do whatever else you want. But if you need kind of guidance, like that's a place to start. So
None of the microphones.
yeah,
can
so
hear
don't
me.
feel like you have to understand all the numbers or all the fancy things. Yeah. And then I'm going to give, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I am going to give you another stack of paper.
What? Oh.
It'll make sense once you see what
Well,
it is.
I may have overdone it, and I printed out the spell cards for
Aw.
wizards, but I don't know which ones she's been given, so it ends up being a lot.
Do you have
So
the ones for clerics also?
I do for the first 3 levels at least.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give you this stack. Not that you need it, but it's here as a reference in case, because you've
Alright.
got a list
Oh my
of.
gosh.
I
That's
know.
overwhelming.
It was a lot. I know.
I would get overwhelmed.
I know. Here's that. Okay, so we're looking here, and so it should give a list, and I can't see. Oh, down here. So these are the ones they say you have. But we'll just say any first level and any second level.
The name
So
of
if you're
the
looking
mushroom
here,
people.
if it's got a 1 on the back, it's a first level, and if it's got a 2 on the back, it's a second level. And there are technically what they call
I
cantrips
mean,
here,
if
too,
I'm not mistaken,
which are.
I might be,
the zero.
mistaken.
Oh, okay.
I could have
So
sworn that.
if it comes into play, we can look
There's
into
no
it.
N.
But
What's the name of the
No,
mushroom people?
M.
myconids.
That's what I just spelled
So-
for you. M.
Like I said, thank you. Probably loud enough that it's coming through, but you're absolutely right. Thank
It
you.
doesn't have.
I know. I always am the loudest. I'm going to turn my mic down a little
What
bit,
do I
actually.
put on if it doesn't have it on Fast Character Grid?
What do you mean?
It doesn't have my.
Let me see.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. That's probably not a
It
common
only
one.
has 5e characters and then a few others.
That's the one that is. I actually don't know that it has it. So, pick another one and then describe it as a mushroom person. Pick one of the other standard races or whatever. Choose a tabaxi and use its stats. Anyways, okay. So without overwhelming you, because they know some things and they're coming in with some experience and you guys aren't. So some of this. So some of the ground rules are: 1, never feel like you have to understand everything. And if someone says a word you don't know, like we're talking about myconids, it's okay to go, what is that again? because there's a lot of specialized knowledge that if and it's also why, like, if someone's doing an ability, they're like, I'm gonna do, and they say they want to cast a spell like Control Flame. I'll have them read it out so that we know and we grow our knowledge in the area. But don't feel like you have to know or understand anything. It is okay to ask, like, wait, what is that? Because part of it's you seeing, like, imagining what it looks like when their character does it. So, just as a quick introduction, but we're about to jump in. A quick introduction is there'll be things where I'll, like, set the scene. Someone will tell me what their character wants to do in that, and then we'll roll some dice to see how that plays out. Like, that's the quick 3 steps of this game, and we just do that over and over again while having fun with how terrible or great it goes. So, that's the short version. Does everyone have a set of dice?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then I feel like... Cool. Your dice are angry? Why is that? Angry dice. I don't. You're right. But I'm trying to, and that's the important thing. Okay. So, that's not the right one. Oy. So let's do this. We shared who we were. Let's share who our characters are now. And anything you want to change about it, you can. So we'll start with Dakota this time and work our way around the table this way.
You go, girl. You got this.
Yeah.
Woohoo, I did it.
I have a description or something.
You can do it.
I know.
I believe in you.
I believe her in you.
So I am a half-elf rogue, so I kind of sneak around and try and steal things from people. If I were to give a description of myself and character, I am like 5'7". I've got purple hair, like I do in real life. Purple eyes. I've got tan skin. I'm usually wearing kind of like I am because like my character is an embodiment of me. Is platform Converse, ripped jeans, and usually a big baggy shirt. But I'm just kind of hidden in the corner with a book usually. That's most times.
Whippy. Go, Noella.
Oh,
Good.
it's my turn?
C.
Okay. I'm a kangaroo, which is a bird. What are they? Crows or ravens?
You get to decide.
Crows and ravens are the same thing.
No, they're not.
Oh dear,
And-
here we go.
Scientifically.
I'm a crow. I'm a crow, and I'm a cleric, and I'm dressed like the Pope. And
What does it mean to be dressed like the Pope?
right,
And the
close your
garment.
eyes and imagine the Pope. He's like wearing the white,
Oh, okay.
with like
White
the hat.
See, that's what I needed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because I know cardinals more than I do the Pope.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was thinking the red. I'm
And
glad you
then,
specified.
You know the Pope from Cars, the movie Cars?
I actually
Okay.
don't.
And my name is Rigor Mortis. And
Okay, so you've got the big
Why?
hat.
First name Ray, your last
Do you have the big hat?
yeah, I have the hat.
But you're a bird person in
I'm a bird
white,
in
religious-looking
white-
robes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
How do you are your wings out of it, or are you just like covered like a
I
potato
have
sack?
like holes in the back for my wings.
Okay.
So arms and wings, or is it your arms
No,
and
it's
wings?
just wings, and then my feet are my hands.
Okay.
That's good to know. Okay. Good. Kaylee?
Name's Gooby. Gooby Christopherson.
That's gonna be the most chaotic. I'm gonna tell you now.
I will tone it down. I cannot guarantee that will be it.
We want them to come back. No, I
I'm a
believe
mushroom
it's
man.
it's normal.
I'm like 3 feet tall, and it's basically a toadstool, but I choose to be wearing pink.
Okay.
And that's what I want to do.
Nice.
I'm a female, and I'm a bard. I sing for people. I go.
As a mushroom person?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I sing in mushrooms, so that's
Oh.
what it sounds like.
Okay. So you sing in the Myconid language. Good to know.
Yeah. So that's all Gooby's got to her. She sings and she's a mushroom wearing pink. Don't. Anyways,
Donna, it would then be your turn.
Okay, let's see here. I am going to be Delphinus of the Sea Serpents. Made some changes there. Hope that's okay.
You're allowed. Yeah.
Apparently a barbarian 3 merfolk. Uh, I apparently like to avoid serious personal risks, so don't ask me to put myself in danger. Sorry, y'all. I'm also terrible at romance and wildly misinformed about life on land.
That's
so
what
this should be interesting.
Like this is like the Little Mermaid.
it. I had it like auto generate. I'm sorry.
Underestimate.
I could.
Those are fine. I underline them.
Just don't underestimate the importance of body language, okay? What? Body language.
Okay. What does your character look like?
That.
A mermaid fish lady with a dolphin in her hair.
Okay. And the dolphin is the weapon, right? Like
It's
that's
from
what
one of you, so I have a javelin fish as a weapon.
I like that. Okay, so the javelin shaped like a fish, or do you want it to
The fish
be
is the
an
javelin.
actual? Okay,
It's a
good.
swordfish.
Yeah. I like actually that works. I think.
Is the
Yeah.
fish dead or alive?
Depends on how hard I throw it.
It might be dead at the end of this, I don't know.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so that gets us moving, and then so Karen, what is your character then?
Okay, my character is called Laylee, I guess. Hardane.
However you want to pronounce it, we will go with.
Laylee, all right.
Okay.
Laylee. And I'm a wizard. It says 3, so I assume it's level 3.
Yes.
Illusionist, I like that. What else? Let me see. An acolyte, so still learning. It says over here that I, at some point, was misled about dogma by a devil. So, which might explain why I don't trust anyone, maybe.
Okay.
So, always, yeah, looking at what's coming that way.
Yep.
A humanoid, 26-year, thank you, 26-year-old, 5'3", so pretty much.
Okay.
Shape changer.
Okay. So you've got some special abilities that allow you to shift and that sort of thing. So again, it did it at random. So
Do you know?
it also means that if you wanted to, you could just choose a particular look, like how you
Alright.
want. But shape changers, sometimes they're like, some people will be that as like a putty person, or they'll just choose to be
Like
human
Beetle
or
from-
elf or whatever.
I
Would it be the equivalent of having to like disguise self?
Not quite, because there is a process of morphing. But yeah.
Can they become like inanimate, or do they have to be living?
Usually living, usually humanoid
Can
living.
be a
some-
garbage can, but they could be like a.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. I mean, you can try and play it however you like, but there might be like a dice roll involved in how well you do that thing.
And it might be harder.
Like a garbage can that seems to be breathing, you know. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Well, you did ask. Okay, so let's do this. Everybody roll a d4.
So it'll look like this little triangle shaped one.
All right.
That's a, yeah, that's fun.
Ew.
Yeah, thank you. It's the little pyramid one that has, a d4 means it has 4 sides to it. Yeah, that's one. So roll a d4.
Oh man, I got a 1.
You can just
Okay.
roll it on a table.
Okay.
I imagine you just as squiggly as that.
Yeah, I look like that.
3. Okay, so how I'm going to do this is your character has some connection to, it would be the person in that direction to your right. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's from your position. So if you rolled a 1, your character has some connection to Donna that you have to decide. Donna, if you rolled a 1, your character has some connection to Karen's character, and so on, right? So
If you roll a 2, then it's
it's the second person, yeah.
That's
So you can decide whether that's a mutual connection or whether it's one directional and like you've heard of them or you have a rumor. Like, so take a moment and just take a moment and decide what that connection is. It can be that you think they're cool. It can be that you think they're weird. It can be that you're hunting them because you think they did something terrible to your cat. I don't know. That was a weird way to say that. Sorry.
Are you trying to? Don't eat me.
So you get to decide based on, so your 3 is Donna, right? Okay.
And I'm a
Sounds
veggie.
I'm a pescatarian.
It could just be that they cut in line at the shopkeeper for they stole coffee ahead of you or something. You get to decide what the story is,
I'm pescatarian.
I think.
or it's rumored that you are.
Do you want to have a friendly relationship or a not very friendly relationship? Because I was walking on the beach and you decided to throw a fish at me, and now I don't really like you that very much.
I was just trying to feed you.
I see, and that's part of the. I like that. That's cool. So that's how. So it's officially canon that that's how your characters met. You were walking on the beach. You threw a fish at her, thinking feeding. That's kind, right? This is how I connect with the land folk.
I'm like, ow!
I was trying to be friendly, and you don't like me because you think I was being mean to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I got bodied by that fish. I'm like, oh, I'm only 3 feet tall.
Okay. I like it. That's
It
cool.
was small fish.
Okay. So Noella, what's yours?
Something about Kiki. What's your character's last name?
Christofferson.
First name again?
Gooby.
Gooby.
You could be that you picked me up and took me to your death. Maybe people are just bullying me.
I cooked your parents.
Oh. Am I just not gonna like anyone here?
Thinking they were just oversized mushrooms that could be added to a soup.
I'm an orphan now.
I cooked your parents and fed them to homeless people.
Okay.
Cannibalism. Yeah.
All right.
Gooby's suddenly so.
Dakota.
Hey, you don't know that.
My character, I rolled a 3, so it's.
Oh, I don't know.
I am in admiration of Donna's character.
But you
Okay.
know. So you're kind of
So
awkward.
the silvery scales and
Yes.
yeah okay, gotcha. Okay. Cool. And then Karen, what did you roll on the D4?
I heard
Okay, so Noelle's character is the bird person that has like really white robes, like that. So what would your character? How do you think your character connects with that?
I'm the bird pope.
With that, and it's possible that maybe it has to do with what she said, like she accidentally
Cooked your parents.
cooked mushrooms.
was
Cooked
it
mushrooms.
accident?
Yeah.
But I don't know, but she knows. So she's like,
Yeah, I didn't realize they
Okay.
cooked her parents until they put up the missing posters, and she
Okay,
doesn't know. I
So you
know.
saw her putting up the missing posters.
I was like, wow, those missing parents look a lot like those mushrooms I cooked and fed to homeless people.
So
at least you're gonna eat them. That would make
Okay.
our relationship much
so
more
then
complicated.
so then Karen gets to decide what's the connection to the bird pope.
It can just
Okay.
be
You
no
could
one.
have been like performing a magical display and they saw it, or you could have.
Well, you're
hidden
making
them.
up for her. Like let her make it up.
I'm giving her
Yeah,
examples.
yeah.
I'm giving
So
her examples.
Well, it's different to see a bird that is,
The
you know,
Pope.
Pope.
that looks so
Uh,
religious. Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like an authority figure. So maybe not so much. And given that accidentally cooked someone, well, that's also suspicious.
Okay.
So,
Aw.
So
I
your bad
get it.
history with the demon person makes you question this authority
yeah,
figure.
that's an authority figure. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So no one likes anyone.
I was gonna say.
Well, yeah, she does.
Okay. So
Oh, that's never good.
me thinking. Yes. Well, that just means I'm externalizing my executive function. It means I don't want to make the decision here. So it's going to be, is this going to be an action,
Really romantic.
comedy, horror, or romance that we're going to do here?
No, please.
And that,
No.
Greg.
is that no? Okay.
No romance.
So,
Terrible at
action.
romance, so.
Okay. Or,
I'll keep it talk. You got that.
Right, keep rolling it until it's a comedy.
all right. We will not trust the dice. I will just do something. So,
Can it be a rom-com?
we've moved forward.
All of
So,
them.
you all have met each other, you've seen each other around, and for a variety of reasons, you all were drawn to a help wanted ad that had to do with, connected to the convent of the Raven Queen. So,
No, actually, my mom was a dead body.
Yeah, what?
That's right. Oh,
We're not gonna talk about it.
we're gonna reveal the details of your character's backstory in character through story. That's right. That's what we'll try and do. So, so you all have traveled to what is known as the Convent of the Raven Queen. It's a little bit outside town. It's got its own private land. Make a history check for anyone. And if you don't know what that means, like you saw a help wanted ad, they're offering you 200 gold to help with some suspicious happenings. And for some reason, you're responding. You get to decide whatever that reason is.
I got a solid 9.
Okay, so a history check. So anytime I ask for a check, it's probably going to be the D20, which is the one she rolled there. So that's an important die in D&D. Is this the one with 20 sides? If any attack rolls or skill checks or ability checks usually have
I'm
that
+2 in history.
and adding the bonus of that particular skill.
I'm +2 in history. I have
Okay,
11.
so with an 11, you've heard of the Raven Queen before, but a convent is a little bit you're like, I'm not sure what that is. But with just an 11, you have basically the average person's knowledge of the Raven Queen, which last you heard, like someone was telling some story to little children in the market about the Raven Queen and how she uses people's souls as trinkets, like she collects people to her cause. And that's like the kid version. And
That's the kid version.
you couldn't tell whether, as you listened to the story and you're kind of having this memory, you're like, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a good thing or bad thing or what the kids were supposed to take from that.
Do I know if she's a raven who's a queen or a queen who's like a raven?
With an 11, you don't know. So anyone who
She a raven.
And she's a
Like you're a pope,
Like
but a
a
bird.
yeah.
so
I'm not the Pope just for birds. I'm the Pope for everything.
we may be getting off track here.
Okay.
So
Water bottle conversation.
So there was a help wanted ad. It seemed to be a lucrative. 200 gold isn't a small sum. It's like enough to buy a year's worth of food and lodging in the right place. So it's not a small amount. And
It's under a bridge. You got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep going.
and so if anyone who wants to know or try and see if they know anything about the Raven Queen or this particular convent could make a history check, or you can just be like, I know where I'm going, and you guys all kind of show up at the front, at this place. Yeah.
If I make a history check, can I have advantage since I am a crow and since Kaylee said they're the same?
I think you make a good argument for this. Yes, you can make a history check with advantage because you are a bird. And in a similar vein to the Raven Queen, yeah.
15.
See, if I would make a history check, I
History.
want to know about what is suspicious. Could I do that?
Oh,
Like, why
You
is...
could have like maybe rolled to hear if
17.
she's heard.
hold on.
rumors.
Hold on.
17.
Okay, with the 17, you know that there's a. So, are you? What are you wanting to remember? Are you trying to know who the Raven Queen is specifically, or the Covenant of the Raven Queen? Or I'm sorry, I said it the wrong one. What did I? That's not right. Convent.
Yeah, the convent.
Okay, so you do know the Raven Queen. You know that she's not actually Sometimes she's depicted as a bird, but sometimes not. Sometimes she's a woman who's been through a variety of trials and challenges. And so with the 17, you have a little more inside knowledge where when they tell the stories of her as a queen who's a raven, they lean into the side where she gathers trinkets and seems to be focused on gold. But with a 17, you're like, that'd be nice. Like that appeals to your bird nature. But most of the stories are like, well, she's all right. But I hear she's actually more like an elf, a woman who suffered trying to save her kingdom. And now, with a 17, a little bit about her. Covenant tends to be those who strengthen, empower, and train women to overcome difficulties they've had.
Since I got a 17, can you define convent?
Convent? I said covenant again. A convent is like nuns usually hang out in a convent.
Oh,
So,
People.
whether that's
because the Pope is Catholic, right?
nuns are Catholic women who are people of faith.
Okay,
Or I said that. It makes,
Go.
yeah, I mean, they are, but never
They're my
mind.
people.
I said
They're
that
my
wrong.
girls.
So that's what you know with the 17.
People-
That doesn't mean everybody knows that, but Noella does know that that's kind of some of the lore on the Raven. Whether that's true is still up for question, but that's what she knows.
I don't know.
If you were saying you wanted to check out what's suspicious, okay, so if you wanted to kind of ask around town or try and get a sense of it, you could make an investigation check to say, before you go and accept this job, I'm going to investigate to see if I know what I'm getting into. And while she's rolling, what are you guys kind of thinking your character, like what would draw you about this, or what would you want to do in response to the help wanted ad, I guess?
He wasn't paying attention at all.
What was your role?
Without my addition?
I mean, altogether.
9.
Okay. Cool.
No, but the, I
you
want
rolled how much is
higher.
your-
I want higher.
So
You can still learn
with the
things
9,
from
you
rules.
do the
Sometimes
best
like
you can to try and figure it out, but because the convent is a little bit distant, like it's not center of town, it's out, it's, you know, a couple miles outside of town, it's a little more secluded. You heard they'd been having challenges with, like they've had people leave, like teachers leaving and passing back through, or deaconesses abandoning the place, but nobody's talking about anything, and that's all you would know with a 9. Deaconesses are kind of servant leader people. So if you've got like a priest, they usually teach. If a deaconess is someone who would be a female who might do some teaching, but often is doing a lot more kind of the service of, but also guiding and like training others up.
The male form is deacon.
Yeah.
What's the name?
So what do you two as
Okay,
you're
so
kind
what
of?
was the ad again?
So
or
the help
something?
wanted ad, basically it's a call to adventures that you stumbled upon that basically says the convent of the Raven Queen wants to pay adventurers 200 gold to explore suspicious activity connected to, yeah, that's kind of, it's a pretty, like, it's a very simple thing, and
I will also go for an investigation.
okay, so roll investigation, like, can I figure out what the problem is ahead of time? So that's a nat 1. That is the lowest. In some cases, that would be what's called a critical fail, but in skill checks, you can still add your bonus. So you would look under the column here that says skills and look for investigation. And so what's your bonus there?
+4.
So with a 4,
Be alphabetized.
yeah, I was like trying to figure out the word that I wanted
Yeah.
to say. I should know the word alphabetized. So that you rolled a 5.
Okay.
And so if you had no bonus, it'd just be a 1, and that'd be bad. Like that could be, but so you don't have misinformation, you don't think, but all you can really tell, like you don't even know how it works, but people are like, yeah, those people are weird. Like when you ask them, when people ask about them, it's like you'll hear, yeah, those people are weird. You know, sometimes they'll come out and like teach little girls to, you know, to how to punch and stuff. And you get these kind of rumors with a 5, like, so you don't get reliable information, and there seems to be rumors and things that are hard to pin down.
Okay.
Other times you hear like people who like, they saved my daughter from a bad boyfriend. So you hear a variety of mixed people, but nothing that's really concrete.
In between the music building and then like the, it's right there, it's where they do the theater stuff.
The pack?
Yeah, it's the spot in between.
Arnett Scott Ward Performing Arts Center.
I should know this, but I
Is
don't.
that what it is?
Yes.
I
It's
don't
been
think
2
I could.
semesters and I got it already.
Impressed.
I'm so good.
Okay, so you all have had a chance to think about and decide. You end up going to this place that is. You get directions. It ends up being like 2-ish miles out into the woods, but it seems like it's worth a good paycheck if you do whatever they need. And so, as you all are heading in that direction, you start noticing that as you're walking. Would any of you be traveling together, or would you primarily be traveling alone? based on the connections you thought you already had.
I am not traveling.
I'm not connected to you, and I'm not connected to you.
And you don't like me.
I don't like you.
What's your name? Go.
I'm
Gooby,
traveling on my
Gooby.
own.
Gooby.
I'm not traveling with Gooby. I
Okay.
feel so bad.
Okay. So you all set out individually, and given directions as you were, eventually you end up like you're heading down kind of the final like quarter mile of road, and you realize it's a pretty straight path. And let's have everybody roll a d20. And this is going to be an initiative check. So you roll a d20 and add your initiative, which is at the top center of your character sheet.
So the +2.
The +2 for you here.
Yeah. All right.
So Noella had a 5.
5.
Okay.
8.
8. So when you roll your d20 and add that bonus, that initiative bonus, what do you get?
7.
7. Okay.
17.
Nice. Okay. Kaylee, what did you have?
He rolls over there.
Okay. So what that's going to mean. So we'll let Donna decide this. So you you technically have the highest roll. I'll let you decide whether that means you're the first, and so you'd be there fastest, or whether you're the last, meaning you can see everyone in front of you.
Which is the best for you?
So, which you get to decide whether you're like I'm the first one on site, or I get to see I'm the last one, so I know everybody else is there or coming.
Okay, well, I feel like being at the front of the line is potentially a serious personal risk. We don't really know much about this suspicious activity,
Okay.
and I avoid those serious risks, so I'm not going to get
Shoot
back.
you with your badge.
Okay, so in this last quarter mile then, so you're looking forward and everybody's kind of turning on the path at different points and slightly different times. But as Donna looks forward, she sees the back of the 4 of you basically as you kind of slowly kind of step in. So they may be 100, 200 feet ahead.
I'm dancing.
A little mushroom person seems to be hobbling back and forth. Make a performance check to see what Donna sees, or to determine what Donna sees.
A good 11.
Okay.
So pretty
So
okay.
it seems to be a wobbly, rhythmic shaking that this mushroom person seems to be doing.
I jump a little bit like actual birds.
Okay. So there's a
My
hop.
hat bounces.
So these are all things you're seeing kind of from 100 or 200 feet back as everybody kind of starts lining up, walking toward
Someone I know.
I thought
the
it was
building at the end.
Is it Gabe?
maybe.
He doesn't wear hats.
So
Sorry. Yeah.
what would Donna see Karen doing? Karen's character doing? Your character doing? Sorry, I was like saying it as if that was the name of the character. Changeling, technically.
Changeling.
What do you look like at this time? Like, are you choosing one?
Since you're a changeling, you can just pick any
Yeah.
form. It could be a human, it could be an elf, it could be a rabbit, if you want it to be.
But you guys mentioned that it has to be like a living form,
A
right?
humanoid-ish, but it could be like bird person, cat person, human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, lizard folk. So whatever you want, whatever goblin, you get to decide what you look like right now.
All right, so I guess I will look something like I don't know, a humanoid form, but mostly like a
Ambiguous?
shadow kind of
Okay,
thing.
so you want like, do you want to have like gray skin that looks like a clay color almost?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right, let's go with that.
Okay. And do you have any like hair, or are you bald?
Yes, long hair,
Okay. And any particular color?
same as the skin. gray.
Okay, so gray hair, gray skin, almost like dark clay. Okay, that's fine. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So you see, so these are 3, and then Dakota.
I am trying to read a book and watch at the same time.
Okay. Are you holding it out here like peripheral purposes, like I did during my master's program?
Right
Sorry.
here. I'm occasionally looking up.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if, while doing so, okay. So Donna's the only one who sees everybody. So just to be clear, because of the order of things, Noella, Oh wait, hold on. What did?
21.
Nice. Okay, so this is a common practice. You're well trained in avoiding tree limbs and things like that. So just to be clear, so Donna's at the back of the pack. So she sees everything, Donna's character. Kaylee's next. So little mushroom person is dancing and only Donna sees the dancing. In front of her, Kaylee can see Dakota maybe 50 or 100 feet in front, who seems to deftly maneuver and hop over tree roots and duck under limbs that seem to be hanging across the path. And then in front, so then Dakota isn't really paying attention to the people in front. But there's, Karen, are you walking with purpose or are you moseying? Like, what's your stride
I'm
look like?
walking with determination.
Okay, so you are like power
Yeah,
forward lady.
yeah.
And then, so Noella is the,
Howdy, guys.
thanks.
First choice.
Yes.
Right there.
No, maybe.
It's Woman Day.
You can leave the pizzas there so that they can get first choice and then take them in if you want.
Who purchased the pizza?
I did.
Well, David.
I picked it up.
Yeah.
Are you
You
gonna?
can stay here and
Okay.
have the choice.
So while
Be one of the girlies.
this is fairly normal conversation.
A lot.
All right. If you guys want to grab pizza real fast, you can. So Noella doesn't see anybody. Noella's bird person is just hopping along at the front of the line. So Donna, you can decide how you, what you want to do at this point. You see everything, so you get to kind of have a turn here.
Okay.
You can do anything on your character sheet or anything you can think of, or try to.
Do a cartwheel.
Don't like badger.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Not a badger, I'm a mushroom.
Well, I see that mushroom that I tried to give snacks to, so I tried to slip up and catch up to it.
Okay, so you're like, all right. So to see how, make a dexterity check. So roll or acrobatics. So it's a d20 and add your acrobatic skill bonus there.
Do you like slither like a snake on line?
Okay. So you're not going as fast as you'd like, but you are trying. It's just so you're making some progress, but it's not like super fast.
But she's a short little mushroom.
That's
so
true. That's true.
But I'm also dancing.
Relative to the mushroom speed, where am I?
Actually, that's a good point. You roll an acrobatics check too. And what's you guys' normal speed, which would be also kind of top center of the page almost.
35 feet.
Everyone's good on pizza, right?
It's under
10
the
feet.
Yeah.
Why am I
Did you
so
guys
loud?
want any pizza?
10 feet.
No, we're good.
Normally
You can take it
like
in there.
35.
Thank you. I'll get it. It's okay.
Well, you are slithering.
It's coming out there. We're just letting the ladies have it first.
You don't have legs.
Okay.
Okay, I'm 35 feet.
Okay.
You're like dragging yourself across the ground.
And what was your regular? We'll say that she's a merfolk. We'll say she gets to decide whether she has legs. If you want a tail fin, we'll say that you know how to travel on land at a normal walking speed. What's your swim speed? Or does it say?
There's only one speed there. Would it be somewhere else?
No, it's the feet. So
All it says is
we'll call it 30 instead of 10. So because we'll say that if you're traveling on land, like I think a merfolk swim speed is 30 or 40 feet per. So we'll just call it 30. You've adapted somehow. You can decide whether that's an aerial style created legs or whether you get to slither nicely,
really fast slithering.
like snakes. Yeah. Okay. So, but you can slither and kind of you're going to cover enough distance where if you wanted to say something, she'd be in hearing distance to like if you wanted to hail
I
her
don't
or
have to
something.
roll.
Not yet. Oh, I was going to have you roll in acrobatics to see.
15.
Okay. So yeah. You're trying to speed up, but she's dancing, and for somehow her dancing is making it hard to keep gain ground. But you're close enough where you could say something.
Could I throw a fish?
We'll just say we'll assume that you always have at least a bag of 10 or 15 small fish, and if you want bigger than that,
Big fish is a small mushroom, so just a little fish.
a little fish.
Can I throw
Okay.
a little fish?
What kinds? Like goldfish or catfish or perch? I don't know anything about fish.
Red snapper.
What's your favorite kind of fish?
Well, I'm a mushroom. So,
Are you vegetarian?
yeah. Well,
That's
when
not.
I
Let's
be in
stay in.
Discord,
Let's stay
usually,
in
like,
in the moment in the
cartoons.
game, and you guys can have the backstory time later.
As long as it's dead, I'll eat it. I'm gonna just read a war.
Okay. So you're gonna try and throw a fish.
Yes.
All right. So roll a d20, and I think for throwing attacks, because this is the closest thing it is, you add your dexterity
I want it to
bonus
be
and your
an email.
proficiency bonus.
13.
So
So-
13.
So what's your plus on dexterity? It's one of the ones on the far left, in the boxes,
What?
the big ones.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's +1.
Okay. So that's. And what was your roll?
So 13.
Okay. And then you can add the proficiency, which is a +2, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
13.
You go, girl.
14.
Okay. 15 or 16?
16.
Okay. So with a 16, are you trying to hit her or throw it past her?
Like, do you want it to land or like go flying over her head?
Like, are you getting
Or
it?
land
Yeah,
directly on top of
Land in
me.
front of her so she sees it.
Okay. So you managed to do that well. So it lands like 3 or 4 feet in front of you. A fish kind of plops down. But
You're like, well, yeah, you threw a fish at me from the sea.
She
So
looks
now-
hungry.
so that
thought I was
happens.
being-
Kaylee, how does your mushroom person respond?
What?
Stops her dead in her tracks.
Hello.
So you hear her
Check
say
it out.
hello.
I want to check if it's alive.
Okay, medicine check. And then when you hear it while she's doing that, when you hear her say hello, do you respond at all?
I got a 12.
Okay.
I guess I'll say hello back.
Okay. And we'll say that fish is alive.
Live!
Do you start trying to give it? Wait. So why would I say that?
You would say that.
No, I wouldn't. Noella, you can't see this. This is behind you. But I like the idea. I like your problem solving. Oh, okay. Make a perception check.
I feel like we can hear it happening though.
And then Kaylee, so you see that the fish has appeared as if from nowhere from behind you. It is alive and flopping around, and then you say hello and go, and then are you alive? And then from behind you, you hear hello.
Ah! You!
A 13 is enough to get you to turn around if that's what you said, Noella.
Did you do this to this poor fish?
You looked hungry.
He looks more distressed than I do, I think. Do you have no shame?
Justify the feeding of fish to a mushroom. I guess. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, how would your character respond? Do you have no shame?
Do you have no shame? Aren't you like friends with these things?
I'm not sure what this concept of shame is.
All right. Well,
Solid.
Like it, like
is he
it.
dead by now, or is he still flopping around?
If you want to try and save him, make another medicine check, and then Noella, you hear the shout, and
Yes,
you can
well,
turn around and
No.
I have a water skin of holy water.
okay.
I have
So
an 8.
as you hear the shout, so anyone like the two of you can also make perception checks because this is happening behind you.
Okay.
So you can roll a d20 and add your perception bonus, which is closer to the bottom
I turn around
of that
and
list.
see the fish on the ground, and I'm like, oh no, a fish dying. I have to help. So I get out my water skin full of holy water, and I go back there, and I
I
start.
didn't roll on
Okay.
better, don't worry.
So what was your total roll?
You add your bonus.
This with the, what was it?
Perception.
Perception. All right. So 4.
Okay, so you don't really hear the shouting. You're kind of charging forward, and it's not until Noella kind of stops and turns around, almost right in front of you, that suddenly you're like, "Bah." Okay, but then Noella, do you run past to try and give holy water to the fish, and then Dakota? Okay, you're lost in your book, continuing to walk forward, but you had a little bit of distance.
That's usually what my character.
So yeah. Okay, so what was your medicine check?
8.
Okay, and you see that she's like trying to give like fish CPR, like or whatever. Do you do anything here?
But they taste better alive.
But they taste better alive, she says.
You can always cook it.
I do not agree with that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to help. How do these land people work?
Well, not like this. I can tell you that much.
And the bird comes hopping up with holy water.
Yeah, I have my holy water, and I'm gonna like.
You're gonna sprinkle it like like Catholic baptism
Yeah.
style. Okay. Make a.
Is that religion or survival?
That's what I was trying to decide. Give me religion for funsies. Give me a religion check.
The fish is about to gain some religion.
Religion. 10.
I wish
Okay.
it was a 20 so you could.
The water splashes, but your form's a little off because
I'm
it's
so afraid. I don't want
Yeah.
the fish to die.
so you see her splash water on the fish. You don't know why.
We're just kind of watching all of this happen.
And then Karen, your character, like if she runs past you and goes to sprinkle water on a fish on the ground, like suddenly you're gonna turn around and if you turn around, do you turn around?
No.
No, you keep walking.
Yeah.
You're marching forward. All right, cool. So you keep plowing forward while this is happening. You keep moving forward. So the two of you are traveling forward. Okay, I'm just gonna move this for my own sake. Okay, cool. So then you see fish splashing water thing. Do you do anything? Okay. We'll say since it was alive that the pouch you carry fish in is like a bag of water. Like you have like a water sack that you carry these fish in.
Okay,
Just to make the mermaid thing work. We're making it up as we go a little bit.
sure. All right, well, in that case, I guess I might scoop the fish back up and put it in the water pouch since they're clearly not appreciating my gift.
Valid. Okay. So you see her save the fish.
Okay, it's still alive.
Sploosh. Yeah. It goes back in her little pouch.
Why did you? Why?
It was a present. I thought you would appreciate it.
Well, all right. I appreciate the thought.
Can we be friends now?
No.
Do you not?
Noella, you do hear this
I
conversation.
still have bruises. I still have bruises from the last fish.
Would you like another?
No, I would not.
I just like the water sound effect that I'm imagining is happening every time she pulls a fish out of the pouch now.
Oh no. Are you sure?
Okay. And like maybe like it flings water off. Anyways, okay. All right. So then do you guys continue walking?
I just like okay, well, start like dancing, but like trying to go a little bit faster. That's fine.
Okay. So you all are now, so now is everyone a little more purposeful about getting where you're trying to go now?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Noella, are you turning around as they seem to be going at a faster
Are we
pace?
leaving the fish here?
The fish got put back in her pot. She put it back in her pouch. So it seems to have been saved.
Okay.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah, I'll come.
Okay. Okay, so you guys travel forward the last couple hundred feet on this path through the woods. It's pretty open. It looks like wagons seem to come in and out. And as you move forward, at the end of this path is an open area cleared of trees for about 100 feet, and then you see at the center of it what would be considered like a small palisade. It's like I don't want to use the word compound, but there are 10-foot tall kind of tree like
an abbey?
it looks on the outside like 10-foot tall tree trunks that have been trimmed and smashed up against each other to create a wall. So a palisade, almost like a fort.
Oh, I see.
On the outside. On the inside, that's for about 100 feet all around in a square, and then it's got another 100 feet to trees. And then you can look over that wall and see that there are a series of buildings. Some of them are made of stone, some of them are made of wood. Hi, Clara. So, and at the front of it, there does appear to be two very large doors made of similar materials, like these large tree trunks, but they might be a little thinner because they're mobile.
Okay, so it's trees, right?
It's made of tree trunks that have been
But
chopped
the
down.
door's metal.
So we'll say, actually, if all of you want to, you can put your little minis right here, and we'll say, so for the sake of this, 100 feet in this. It's 5 foot per inch, so that should be. Why am I spacing on how long that should be? That's 40. Yeah, okay. I can math it. It's okay, and I'm approximating it. Ooh. So you can't see all of this, but you can see the front. So there's this space is the kind of front, a bunch of logs basically, and then we have large kind of gates made of smaller logs that seem to be movable. And then they kind of have the walls and little spikes at the top, all the way around. And then in here, there are a couple buildings.
What was that town that everyone disappeared from like colonial times? What was that place called?
Roanoke?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I am not confirming that that's canon, but I like
That
where
was
you're
a
going with
medieval
it.
time.
Okay,
Also, I have a sound effect.
every time. That's very cool. Did you hold it up to the mic when you did it?
Oh no.
Just make sure.
ASMR.
Okay, cool. For those wondering. All right, so you guys see this. You're kind of coming up to this place, this fortified area. And you're pretty sure this is the convent of the Raven Queen.
Hello?
I was gonna run up to the doors, but you beat me to it, Mushroom.
So you would have a head start.
I'm gonna go and try and open the doors.
Okay.
I'm just beating on the wall. I'm not at the door.
Okay.
I have
So-
no chance.
Okay, so you walk up and you're trying to like pull the door open. There aren't handles on the outside, so make an athletics check with disadvantage.
Why did you do that?
So for new players, advantage or disadvantage. Advantage means you roll 2 dice, or disadvantage means you roll 2 dice. But advantage means you take the highest, and disadvantage you take the lowest of the two. And so there could be things in the game that maybe something's made it even harder, and so you might roll with that disadvantage and you take the lowest. Something like earlier, who was it that Noella made the case that I'm a bird, so I'd know who the Raven Queen was. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you can have advantage and roll 2 dice and take the highest. So you can always make a case for why your character should get something better. Yeah. Or if you think the opposite, you can always make a case that you should do this with it, roll something with disadvantage on the check.
Never.
You're like, I'm emotionally distraught, so, or I have a thing against undead, so I don't know if I'd like the skeleton, so they, whatever. I'm just
shaking on my
making things up.
boots.
Okay, that's actually pretty strong, and you, with the 13, it's not latched or anything, so it does start to open by 2 feet, and so you get it about 2 feet open, and then the mushroom walks up about 20 feet down. So go ahead and move your minis here. And so 20 feet is about 4 inches down.
That's not it.
So in the game, 5 feet in game is usually an inch is the common scale. And so you can put her against the wall, the mushroom person. Yeah, a little further, just for the thing.
That's one of those stinking things.
Yes.
Like shuffleboard style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to lean over.
No,
So
touch all the things.
as you begin to open the gate, which doesn't seem to be latched at this time, it's about mid-afternoon, and as you open it, you hear this from the mushroom person. And what are the rest of you doing as you see her begin to open it and her walk up and thump on the thing?
Like that.
I'm gonna watch and see what happens to them because I don't want to get involved. I want to risk myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna start gnawing at the wood. I'm gonna treat it more. I can break down materials, so I just go start slobbering on the wall to try to get it to open.
You can't fly,
One of their features is that they are flightless birds. Like that's part of the curse. Yeah.
I'm cursed.
Well, that's part of the
But you're a
Kenku
pope, so you're
Kenku
trying to
curse.
redeem yourself.
Yeah.
So as you pull open the gate, make a
Who?
roll a d100. These are percentile die. So you have 2 d10s in your set. One of them has kind of the tens number on it, and then the other is a d10 that has single individual digits. So you have 1s and 10s. So when you roll them together, you get 0 to 100 basically.
45.
Okay. For the 45, yeah, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on.
So it was below 50. So
There's still pizza.
something does respond.
Hopefully.
Okay.
You know how
On a wisdom saving throw. Okay,
much
we're
they
level
devour
3.
things?
So with a 13, that's just barely high enough. You feel something. You feel some magical energy release, and you guys looking on might see a few sparks and some purple glowing light kind of wrap around her head and then dissipate.
But this is from opening the door?
From opening the
Okay,
door.
okay.
Yeah.
See? So how's my 9 going?
It's happening.
It's working?
When the energy releases, you hear oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Let me come. Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. It's okay. Don't run away. We need your. It's okay. And a 3-foot tall gnome will come running up. Hello. Hi. How are you? It's okay. Don't. We can get the gate opened. It's fine. This is just a normal precaution. Oh, there's so many of you.
I don't
Are you all friends?
I don't know these people. I just wanted to help with this quest.
Oh, so you are here for the job ad? That's wonderful. Go ahead and come in, and so the gnome will like try and help you push open the door a little more, so you guys can all walk in. You can, if you want to all move.
I'm
in
almost
here.
there. I'm almost there.
So you think
So
that
close.
maybe with days and days of this, your saliva might be strong enough to get a little bit of nourishment from it. Okay, so you guys walk in the gate.
Give up? That's awful.
And there will be a little gnomish person. Let's check my minis. It's good to have you here. I'm so glad you're here. The head of the convent here is out hunting right now, but I'm glad I can get you the details and get you settled in here. So first, what are your qualifications for the job? Let's start this first. And this is a 3-foot tall gnomish, skinny, or
Like a Dobby kind of.
almost like a Dobby, but a little bigger, a little taller than Dobby is, and wearing not like a rucksack, but a very plain clothes, kind of a
Hopper bus.
a dulled dark gray as far as it goes, and a haircut that kind of is cut to a bob at the shoulders, but very kind of precise in their movements. Looks at the 5 of you and goes, "Okay, so if you're here for the job, thank you so much for being here. And can I tell me what your qualifications are to help us with our mystery? And then I'll tell you if you're hired and what the mystery is."
My mother met God. So
And you're the Pope.
I'm
Well,
the Pope.
that is certainly revealing mysteries. Thank you for sharing. And the rest of you,
Did you bring me food? Do I have lunch for tomorrow? Yes. Why?
Okay, let's get mine.
so Donna, what does your character say? How does your character respond to this? If it helps, you got the help wanted ad as a message in a bottle, like floating in the sea.
Randomly.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so I saw this message in a bottle. That's my home out in the ocean, and I saw that you get 200 gold. I was very tempted by the prospect of gold.
And well, that's good. We don't want to discourage you from being materialistic or anything, but if you can help us solve the problem, that's the point. But what are your skills? You what?
I have a javelin fish.
Well, that is certainly the powerful-looking weapon. Are you like flourishing it?
Yes.
Like, okay, so make a roll. An attack roll. I think on that character sheet, it's middle bottom of the sheet or something real close to it. I'm like trying to.
Yeah, sorry, too many words on here.
Oh no, it's okay. So pretend that your javelin is this great axe. So oh,
Should I put it right here?
there you go. I'm sorry. So yeah, you roll a d20 and add your +5. You're not actually trying to attack, but it'll say like what this flourish of the weapon looks like.
So 19 plus 5.
That's really good. So you all, you all are looking on as this fish-tailed mermaid person like swings this javelin fish around with exceptional skill. Doing the whole like it looks like at one point maybe you do like the little spin it around your neck thing and then catch it to strike kind of. So yeah. So that's the flourish that you all see with. It was a really good roll. So it looks masterful martial arts wise. Okay, what else? So, Karen, what's your character doing when you're asked for your qualifications?
I will say that I am good at investigating things.
Oh, have you solved any mysteries lately? You get to decide.
Yes.
And is that actually true, or is that you saying it's true? Like, is that a
I
deception?
just I found out that I don't know.
You're like, I did the investigation.
I
Is it true?
uncovered truth. I was being misled, and now I found out, and now I'm good at looking for stuff.
I know. I haven't made it to Costco. I'm sorry. I have pizza though, possibly. So make a persuasion check to see how convincing that
Okay.
is. So roll your d20 and add persuasion to it, and it's going to be against her insight. You watching my dice?
That's cheating.
I can't tell if it's a
9. The dot's on the bottom, right? So 9 plus your persuasion.
Where is it?
Near the bottom, yeah.
Persuasion. 0.
Okay,
It's
so
a
it's
9.
just a 9. The
Yeah.
thing is, she rolled very low anyways, so you didn't have to do much. She's like, so even with a 9, she's like, that sounds amazing. That's exactly the kind of thing we need. And so,
Sure.
so there's a moment you can decide how your character responds to this, but you do this amazing like martial flourish, and she's like, I solved a thing in the past, and it's
solved a thing.
actually you can make an insight check too. We can see if how much you believe or are persuaded by her. So roll a d20 and add insight to it. Okay. So actually, it does sound. You finish your mark.
Plus 3.
Okay, so that's a 5. So it sounds pretty amazing. She's not giving a lot of details, but you can decide.
We played
We're playing a game,
Look,
guys.
there's a little crosstalk going on here. Sorry.
We played Monday and Thursday.
So did you text me during spring break and say we're out of fruit snacks?
I didn't know we were out.
Exactly. Because you weren't here. All right. We're gonna. Oh, by the way, everybody, here are 2 wonderful faculty members who are trying to play D&D with us for the first time. Can you guys say hi to Karen and Donna? This is Sammy. She's never played D&D. She just is along for free fruit snacks. But we are okay with that. Okay. And then we have Tegan, Clara, Gavin, and Jay. I was there, right? Okay. Well, confidence and knowledge are 2 different things. All right. But anyways, sorry. Back in the game. I will get. I will.
Oh, yeah,
I will
you were
email your forms
deciding if you believe
tomorrow
me or not.
afternoon at like
You only rolled a
4:30.
5.
Okay. Text me at 4 just in case.
So what does
Sorry.
5 mean for that?
Oh, a 5. It means she gets to decide a little bit. It sounds convincing. You don't have a reason not to believe her. Or to question, but she's not giving a lot of detail. And so compared to your flourish, you're like, she didn't seem as excited about my flourish as she was about this, like, I've solved a thing in the past. But you're also.
Can I try to just flourish my weapon again? See if I can get the attention back on me?
Yes, do another attack roll thing. Like D20 plus your +5.
19 again.
Okay. So do you say anything to go with it?
But I can do this. Yeah.
All right.
You're not impressed with me?
All right. So she looks in. We have two. That's amazing for both of you, and someone whose mother met God like that. This is just amazing. And what about the two of you? I see you're almost my size, which is great. But what do you bring to the table? You guys are almost completely hired. I'm still deciding, but it's looking good. What is this? You dancing?
And singing.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Oh no, I'm shaking. Need iron. Oh. 1 second. I need to find my phone. Okay. 6.
You think you do an amazing job. But if you've seen Despicable Me, when the lady at the orphanage is like holding your breath for 30 seconds, not that impressive. There's that's the look on the little gnome's face. Okay. Okay. That's nice. And you, what do you did a good job opening the door, but what are your skills?
I'm very sneaky. You don't see me often because I often hide in the shadows, but I also have a deep knowledge of history.
I see you're carrying a book there.
I carry a book with me everywhere.
That's wonderful. I think, you know what? I think I've made my decision, this little 3-foot gnome says. I think you all are hired.
I can also burp scores. I don't
That's nice.
Thank you.
So, here's the challenge we're having. So, as you, do you all know? Sure.
If you're having all fun, you each get 200 points.
Yes. Yes. Psst. You might be being I can't hear. Yes. Each of you, we have gathered resources. We have gathered resources enough to continue solving this. So yes, and it is very important. So we're willing to pay you a substantial amount. Yes, the 200 gold each per person. Absolutely.
I don't know if
That's
that
all I
works.
wanted.
We're good.
Okay. So, here's the challenge. We don't exactly. We're having. So, first, I could point you around, and you guys have come in, and she's been giving you kind of the focus. Real quick tour before we get into the details of it. So over here is our primary. We call it a barracks, but it's just a living quarters of sorts. But it gives a sense of empowerment, so we call it a barracks. And over here you can see, and there's like there's 6 or 7 women of a variety of races and creature types, and they are practicing kind of. It looks like they're doing like a what are they called? Like a Japanese martial arts forms together, like almost like yoga but with martial forms.
Is everyone else playing a moment? Rigor mortis is.
That's okay. That's fine. You're a bird. I don't know that everyone is looking underneath that robe. So
Even if they did,
I did. You didn't have. Nobody had to either. But in this case, this facility is like a convent. Is usually all women.
Can the Pope be a woman?
No.
That's a good question that
I'm gonna Google it.
as a non-member, as a non-Catholic Church member, I haven't studied that closely enough.
In D&D world, can the Pope be a woman?
I think so. It's a fantasy world. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You do you, kid.
Pros are ambiguous. They don't have
That's valid. So,
colors with different.
As we get distracted yet again.
yeah. And it's 5:25. So, how are you guys doing on time? Because I originally told you 5:30. Do I need to end at 5:30? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's okay. We'll just, you've got a chance to explore. This is how first sessions go sometimes. You get used to each other more than anything else. So I could end with some Well, okay, we'll get there. So you guys are looking around. She's like, and over there's the worship center, and over there's the water well, and over there we're practicing our training for some of our groups. And there's like a bird person and a human and an elf and 2 small gnome ladies and a goblin lady, because yeah. Well, and so that's just the basic tour, and so welcome. So. I was reminded, before I can tell you the last bit, there is one final test. You're hired, but let's make sure you'll survive first.
That's never good.
Nope.
That's never good.
So she'll go, and then she waves her hand, and this loud booming projects this loud booming voice, like it shoots for like 200 feet. Like her voice just is like megaphone, and she's like, "Ladies!"
It's not.
And so they will all turn to you, the ones who are practicing, and they will line up kind of in order one-on-one here. And so the short version of this is you'll each get to trade some sort of attack or action, just to make sure you'll survive before we give you the actual quest. And so you'll see, what do we have, 5? I just need one more.
Oh no,
So-
a cat.
Don't worry, you won't hurt them beyond anything that the Raven Queen can't heal. These are tough ladies who have been through a lot and are trained well in taking care of themselves and each other.
Independent.
So, so let's have you. So they will basically, you're all going to square off one-on-one and have we'll do 1 round of combat. I'll try and do it quick. So you can choose 1 action. We won't worry about movement. So most turns have what's called an action, a bonus action, and movement. And then depending on your abilities, there might be something called a reaction that can happen on anybody's turn. And so most spells are actions, though some of them are bonus actions. And then because they're not, that wouldn't all be listed on the fast character sheet though. With that, we'll use the initiative roll we already did, so we have that, and then we'll just do a round. So Donna gets to go first. As one of the ladies kind of does a cartwheel and kind of squares off in front of you.
Which one of them is
So we will say you can have the cat. Perfect.
eat fish, right? Throw a fish at it and distract it.
You could try. So so you throw a fish. Which is you doing? Okay, so make a. Is this per? So you're trying to tell me what exactly you're throwing a fish. Trying to what again?
Like distraction.
Cats like to eat fish. He looks hungry. She looks hungry.
So then, and are you okay? So then you throw a fish. Make a persuasion check. So D20 plus persuasion, and we'll call this a bonus action for you.
3.
Okay, so 3 plus, and that, or 3 total.
3.
Okay, so you go to throw the fish, and it slips out of your hand and falls behind you. And this tabaxi just says, or he just looks at you and goes, "Ow," like, and does one of these like, like not hearing it, like, but does the little martial like, "Come at me."
Okay, so does that mean it's javelin fish time?
It could be, if you want. So do you want to run in, or are you going to throw it? Are you going to run in and whack, or are you going to throw your javelin fish?
I'm gonna run in and whack.
Okay, so make an attack roll. Was it plus 5? 7 total.
Right, so I have 2 here. This is
Yes.
not as impressive.
Okay, so you go running in like spinning, but you're a little thrown off that it didn't like your fish, I guess. And you're like swinging, and just like the cat kind of casually like sidesteps, like the bored cat look on her face. The one, like when you go to reach out to scritch them and they just kind of ignore you, or like when you call a cat over and you're like, or whatever, and it just sits there and stares at you. Yeah. So no, so you go to swing and miss, and you realize it sidesteps, and now it's got she's got an opening. So she's going to swing at you. What's your armor class at the top there?
Class 13.
Okay, so she goes to swing at you, and you do manage to get the javelin fish up to kind of bat her hand out of the way with its tail, with the tail of the fish. So she doesn't land a hit on you. Okay, so that's your turn. So then Kaylee, you're up next.
Okay. So I think based on what I'm seeing on here, I look most like Phone Void Mace Masher.
Okay.
Part of my body. I can't be sorry.
Okay.
But I also have false appearance, which means while I'm completely still, I look at him. No one can notice that I'm not a mushroom.
Okay.
So I choose to just stand really, really, really still.
Okay.
And convince them that I am just a mushroom on the ground.
Okay, I'll give them. Okay, roll a deception check.
7.
Okay. I was gonna let them like get distracted and choose someone else. Because they saw you amble in, you're like you kind of go and like you freeze in place and you're like, I'm a mushroom, I'm a mushroom, I'm a mushroom. and they just they look at kind of cock her head to the side at you and then just comes running at you with a quarterstaff.
But again.
So then does a nat 20 hit?
Sure does.
So in the game, a 20 is the highest you can roll on attack. And so it's a critical hit, which means you get to double all damage. So for this one, it's going to be, instead of just a d8 of damage, it's going to be 2d8 of damage, and you take 6 plus 3. So you take a total of 9 damage.
However, I gain a hit point at the beginning of every turn, so I only take 8 damage.
Okay. So you take 8. How many hit points are you at now?
Let me check.
Okay.
Hit points. I am at 10.
Okay, that went fast. So, all right, and so that's your exchange, Noella. Vigor Mortis, the Kenku bird.
I'm casting Cure Wounds.
Okay, and is that a bonus action or action?
What?
Is that an action or bonus action?
Action.
Okay, cool. So you use your action to, you're like, no, friend, cure wounds. All right, go for it.
4 plus 5, 9.
I just feel really bad about my parents.
So,
Regain 9.
so you get whacked really hard to where, like, your mushroom spores start leaking out a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like, almost instantly,
I start picking up your spores and inside.
yeah, and then magically putting it back together, reforming those.
Like played out.
It does kind of have that feel to it.
That video, like
Um,
the thing with the arm and it has all the oil.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
Meanwhile, while you're distracted, like feeling bad, another one of the goblin lady runs up to you and takes her quarterstaff to whack you in the head.
Oh no.
So she does a little spin flourish and thunk. Does a 19 hit?
No, yeah.
No way.
Rigor Mortis is going to take 6 plus 3 damage, 9 damage.
However.
So the Kenku gets bopped on the head.
If you heal me, we can make a chain of.
Don't.
Like a freight train.
I have
Okay.
power.
So that happens. Dakota, you turn to see 2 of your friends get hit really hard. Or not friends. 9, yeah. How many hit points do you have left?
What's 21 minus 9?
Wait, I have hallucinogenics, right?
They're 12.
12?
I acknowledge that it happened, but I look at who do I have across from me?
So across from you is going to be the bird lady. So you have an Aarakocra kind of squaring off against you.
Bring it on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out my dagger and try and swipe.
Okay. So you say bring it on and then throw a dagger at the same time. Okay. So roll your d20 to see how well you throw that.
14.
Okay. Hi, Aaron. 14 does land, so roll your damage for that.
That's a good cat.
5.
Okay. So 5 damage. So your dagger kind of strikes her in the shoulder, and she pulls it out and like wipes out on our feathers, and she's going to throw it back at you. And so that is a 15 plus 3 does an 18 hits. Okay. And so was it just a regular dagger? Okay, so D4 plus. So you take 4 damage in this instance.
Well, why would it be a fish?
So, and then she's going to continue running up to you, and she will just run and try and knock you over after throwing the dagger back. So make an athletics or dexterity, acrobatics or athletics check, and tell me which one you make. And then Karen, you're next, just so you know.
All right.
Is that an arm?
Okay, so she tries to run at you, and she is focusing on strength and just hitting hard. So you manage to sidestep her fairly well, causing her to tumble and trip. Okay. Okay, and then the last one, the humanoid, regular human kind of comes facing off against your character, Karen. And so what do you do?
I guess I also have a dagger and I have something called firebolt.
Okay. Do you want to try Firebolt?
Sure.
Okay. So, I don't, yeah, it might be there.
No, you ruined it. You got rid of it.
So, why don't you read that for us?
All right.
There you
It says you hurl a mote of fire at a creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d10.
1d10 of damage, yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Fire damage.
Okay.
A flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Okay.
This spell's damage increases by 1d10
Yep.
when you reach 5th level.
Nice. That's good.
And then
Okay. So, so to make a ranged spell attack, you roll a d20, and then somewhere on your character sheet, it should have a spell attack bonus. I think it's down here, +4. Is that what it says in the white box?
spell attack, yeah.
Okay, so roll a d20 and add 4 to that. Whatever you roll.
Got it. You got it. I believe in you. If I could cast it, I would. That's not bad.
11.
11 plus 4, that's a 15, so that is going to hit. So what does it look like as you create this fire bolt that you're throwing?
Oh,
at
it
someone?
looks like Goku's Kame. Yeah.
Do you make any sounds? Like, do you yell anything with it?
Oh, I like that.
She gets to
I'm
decide.
joking. It was a joke. That's how you
What,
do it.
what does your character do?
Just no sound. Just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so fire releases from your hand, striking the other person. So roll damage because that is going to hit. It's a D10. And so that's one that looks. That's that one.
This one.
Yeah.
All right. 7.
Oh,
2. So the flame strikes the human, kind of curling around their hair and singeing some of the tips of the as it flourishes. But it kind of actually draws some of the hair together and makes it almost become like more solid. So it's not a bad look. It's just a little singed. But it does. Their eyebrows are still there, barely. They're thinner, almost like manicured that way or something now.
All right.
So maybe they're tattooed so that they didn't go anywhere. Okay, so that was you launched a firebolt.
Yes.
Okay, so now it's their turn. So she kind of smirks, not the bed. She says back, and she is going to come running at you swinging a big stick. A quarterstaff, and that is going to be a 14. So what is your armor class on the
12.
Okay, so that you have to meet that number or beat it, and she does. So then you are going to take from the quarterstaff 8 damage, and so you look at your hit points there at the top and subtract 8 from the hit point number.
Okay, now I have 12.
Okay, so that happened fast, right?
you named a lot of historical
Okay.
figures in
And so I know we're out of time. We'll let Donna like go do one more thing, and you can decide whether it's attack or not or whatever. But what would your character do after seeing all of this like one by one happen?
Yeah.
So are you going to throw another fish at the cat still, or at the cat person, or not someone else?
Can I throw fish at all of them?
Well, I can do both.
You try and launch fish. You like try and launch fish at everybody. Now, are you trying to hurt them or feed them? Like you're trying to convince them to be nice?
Like a peace offering.
They all look hungry.
Okay.
This plan
Are you
work?
projecting?
So,
Have you only witnessed
All right.
side resort?
so roll a persuasion check with advantage.
She's been hungry and eating.
So roll 2d, roll it twice and take the highest, and add your persuasion to it.
6.
No,
Oh.
great.
Okay, and then add your persuasion to it.
6.
Oh, it was a 0. Okay, what about? I'm trying to think if you have
Really trying
anything
to help
else.
here.
So, do you say anything as you throw fish at everybody?
Can I help?
No, because you're still focusing on being healed.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm
I
putting
just yell out, fish
things
party!
back.
Fish party, yeah.
Okay, and that
No,
was
that wouldn't work.
okay. All of them are rolling high. There was one. There's one that goes, I can eat some fish, and the rest are like, huh? And then like the fish like smacks them in the knee, the chest, the face. They're like,
Smacked around.
they're all confused. And the little 3-foot gnome will come up and go, wonderful idea. We were just going to make sure you could at least take one hit. Good job, everybody. I agree. Let's all have a fish party. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Fish party. And that's where we're in for the night.
All right.
Called fish party.
It can be now. So thank you. We didn't get. It's always like there's so much more in the story. But you guys got. This is pretty standard. I could have. Yeah, and I'm notorious for slow-paced games that could have been one-shots but turn into 10 sessions. But thank you for coming. Hopefully you got a sense of how the game could work. And you did discover a lot about the world. So I usually, you can gain experience in D&D, your character can, and get closer to leveling up by either interacting and learning things about the world or by defeating monsters. And so you guys would have discovered a good amount about the world just from the things you guys did. So congratulations and thank you for playing. Can we all give our professors a round of applause? Yeah. So thank you. You're always welcome to come back. And if you're like, you can let me know what your availability is if you want to keep playing, and if you want to keep playing this specific game because they might be available, or some of them. So yeah.
Thursday.
Do you do you have any questions at this point, or for them, or anything like
More
that?
concerns.
Like concerns, advice? Yeah.
All of the above.
Astronomy and astrology are
They don't have to be D&D related questions.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah.
Well, almost any.
How's your relationship?
So
with your therapist?
keep in mind if we ask them if they have any questions and then we don't stop talking to give them an opportunity to respond, it is harder for them to respond.
You know I can't stop talking, Greg.
I know this. I didn't put you in timeout.
Yes, you did.
We've been over this on camera.
Have any questions?
Does it get easier to keep track of?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You get used to it for your character. Like you remember that it's a +5 to attack, or that you have a 0 persuasion. So the more you play this, you're like, but that's
that one.
right. So so it does. And that's one of the reasons why, like, she read out the spell description for Firebolt. The more you have like the same people sharing the same things, you get used to some of the basics, and it goes a lot faster. But also, like, new things happen too. So then you're always, in my opinion, you always kind of get to stay engaged in whatever's happening in the moment.
And character
So
creation always takes the longest. So once you have your character and
Yeah.
you're setting them,
this is like the fastest version without just giving you a sheet of character creation that I've done.
That's why I used Rigor Mortis, because I already knew.
Rigor.
I just use my normal character.
Rigor Mortis is my favorite character.
And I'm just good at coming up with characters on the spot.
Yeah.
Groovy Christopherson.
So-
Christopherson.
I have to put
Yeah.
too much thought into their personality.
So,
It's always just goofy little
Um,
That's my characters.
so let me know if you want to come back at any point to continue playing the game, or Donna already has done this. But but I think you said you're willing to do another interview because we barely got into wormhole romance and stuff.
I
So-
did rewatch the whole thing, writing my IDP to pull out things.
Did you put it in your IDP?
I have to show you the blurb. that
I
wrote.
want to read it. Okay. So that's like her professional, like, I did a professor thing document that like is like, I'm cool. Like, I want to see it. And then so,
Self-promoting.
yeah. Kind of, yeah. No, the difference is like, that's her, I'm professionally cool by doing the D&D club interview. This is me pretending I'm cool by wearing a pink shirt and talking. So Karen, if you're interested in coming in and like seeing how some of the content you might teach in economics might play into world building or character development, like it's really common for people in the game to like have money fetishes or world building, like wanting to just go and find treasure, like loot the bodies, right? Stuff like that. So there's room for, but I also think from a world building standpoint, I did say that in a weird way. I'm sorry. This is what happens when,
Definitely.
Yeah,
Like
so-
scarce resources.
yeah. So anyway, I know that we're way past time. You guys have places to go and people to be.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for hanging out. And I'll send you, this will be on my channel, but I'll also send you the link if you want to go back and look at it. Thank you for enduring our chaos
What did you do, Noel?
and the general noise level.
So this is mine now.
You can keep that, yeah.
Right.
So you
What about this?
can, if you want to take those, you can. You don't have to. You don't have all, like, it's up to you. If you want to look at them, like usually what you do, so if you look here, you pick a certain number of them. So if this is like, you get 3 or 4 cantrips or whatever that says, and then you get that many of those spells, and then however many are listed. So you could choose to swap those out. The idea would be like, you get to pick what's in your wizard spell book, and so you would choose from these. Yeah. So I just kind of, but so that you didn't have to read through and choose individually.
This year, but I need to apply. again.
Cool.
So yeah, you
I'll
can
keep
take
them.
those.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, lots of fun. So yeah, and I'm always happy to have you guys do more of this. I almost feel like it's like it was a different type of fun having some of the students here too. Because otherwise it was going to be like for faculty, and I think it works out. So, yeah, that's good.
People who lose the hardest.
But you gotta
Just like
in high school.
act like the best in the
do you want to play with? Sure, why not?
on the first thing. That's
Yeah.
the challenge.
All right.
I get in there the first
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I went long.
Half the price. $0.
Of my
Lock in.
$20 and
Oh,
it's
okay.
a car.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
$3.72.
Have a good one. And you can leave the mic there because there's a player jumping in for the evening session. I'm doing this for 2-3 more hours.
Yay.
Yay.
Nice.